and welcome to today's conversation with one of our incredible speakers from the Women Thrive Summit. I'm excited to have you here as we're talking about joyful shift from having it all to truly living a happy life. And today's guest is Jane Wareham. Hi, Jane. How are you? Where are you joining from?
Great. I'm so happy to be here. I'm joining from Toronto, Canada. So we are
Yay.
across the pond.
Yes, we are. And it's so amazing to connect with people from all around the world, especially the speakers that are going to be taking the stage at the Women Thrive Summit this March. And Jane, you are incredible. We met last year, got to know you and your mission, your purpose of what you do. And I'm excited the work that you're doing and the message that you're here to share with our audience. And for those of you who may not know Jane yet, so Jane Wareham is a MindShift coach, international speaker, and podcast host, helping entrepreneurs unlock the extraordinary power of their minds and realize that they can have it all that they dream about and desire. So, her unwavering passion and profound purpose, Jane is committed to empowering entrepreneurs to reconnect back to their why, gain clarity on their passion and purpose so that they can truly live and step into their next level by embodying confidence and authenticity. Jane, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. That's a mouthful, I know. But yeah, really, really passionate about what I do. And I'm grateful to have gotten to know you since early summer, and where my journey has taken me is just absolutely incredible. So I'm just so happy.
Yes, excited. I'm excited to share your message today with our audience. And for those of you who are watching, what I'd love for you to do is in the comments below, let us know where in the world you're watching us from. And I'd love to connect with you all and perhaps hear how this conversation has inspired you. So, Jane, tell me a little bit more about your story of how you got to where you are today in doing the work that you're doing.
Absolutely. So I started my career in project management and, in the corporate world, corporate America, whatever you want to call it. And I have always been so driven. I have always been so driven. And I knew that there was something bigger for me. I knew that I was destined to have my own business. At the time, I thought it might be more in an agency world. I was a project manager for digital platforms, digital agencies. But something I started to realize, and it's really something as I reflected looking back in life, is I was constantly climbing that ladder. I was fortunate to have a lot of success. I was then burnt out. I was stressed.
Mm.
I really wasn't that happy. And I was constantly, I'm a huge travel fan. I love travel. And I was constantly using travel as an escape. And I was fortunate enough to be able to take a break from work. I basically quit my job, sold all my things back in 2015. I was at the age of 29 then, and I decided to travel around the world. And this gave me an incredible perspective. It allowed me the space and time to really tap into what brought me joy. And I think you get really wrapped up in the lifestyles. I'm living in Toronto, I'm living in a big city. You have to make the money, you want to live a certain lifestyle. But when all of that was stripped away, I started to really tap into what made me happy. And I had an opportunity then to choose what I wanted to do because really my life was my canvas. And I was no longer, just abiding by what I thought I should do here in the city. I was creating my own life. And after that 2.5 years of being abroad and reconnecting with what truly brought me joy and happiness from within, I realized, wow, I really was just escaping my life constantly. And I then saw that there's way more to life than just sitting at my desk working. Yes, one needs to work to a certain degree to obviously live a lifestyle. But so when I moved back to Toronto, I said I wasn't going to do the same thing over again. I cannot do that. And I started to actually tap into those things that brought me joy and make that happen in my life. And I started doing that back in 2017. And so I went from, full-time 9 to 5 project manager in my past to choosing, I want more freedom. I want more flexibility. I chose
Mm.
contract work. And I also then decided, well, I love movement. I love health and wellness. I got certified as a coach in health and wellness. That started my coaching journey. And then I went even further. I went all into health and wellness in January of 2020, started working in a gym, personal trainer, group fitness instructor. I was like, wow, I'm doing it. I'm trying it. I'm making my dreams actually come true. At least I'm seeing if this is what I want my dream to be. And then COVID hit. So I ended up launching a virtual fitness business. And then that over the years had evolved. I was growing, I was evolving. I started to really tap into understanding the power of the mind and how, we tend to feel like we need to know more. We tend to feel like we need external validation for everything. But I started to, again, look from within and see, wow, the mind is a very powerful thing. Educated myself on that. And that's led me to where I am now as a life coach working with entrepreneurs, because I've now had my own business all in basically for 4 years. And I see all of the different mindset struggles that I had over the last 4 years. And I'm now helping other coaches or other entrepreneurs, make those same mind shifts to really set that mental foundation. So that's basically where I'm at in a nutshell, in summary.
Wow, what a journey, Jane. I mean, I think it's so profound, and I think a lot of people can connect trying to escape our life. All right. When we don't feel fulfilled or we think like we're doing well. But I hear this time and time again that people were successful. What on the outside looked successful, but they were burnt out, they were struggling, and had to make a whole 360-degree turnaround. And it's just so profound that, it has taken you traveling around the world and really digging to find your passion, to find your purpose in what you're doing today.
100%. And, I'm here to tell you right now, you don't need to travel around the world to do that. Just so happened in my specific journey that really transitioned and was really pivotal for me, as I started to tap into seeing the joy I felt every day doing the things I love to do. But you really don't need to do that. And, you have the power right now to really start to think about what really lights me up. I think one of the simplest questions I ask my clients is, what puts a smile on your face? Like if sitting at your desk all day is just giving you a headache, well, I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm just saying, okay, how can we incorporate more things of what you love into your life? And really, this whole like joyful shift from having it all to living a happy life is, I realized I was climbing a corporate ladder. I was making more money. At one point, 8 years into my career, before I traveled, I did have it all. I had what I thought I wanted to be happy. Like that. If you would fast forward to 8 years prior, I would have said, where do you want to be in 5 to 8 years? And I'd be like, oh, I want to be making X amount of money. I want to be doing this. I want to live in the city. I had everything, but I still wasn't happy. And the missing piece was I disconnected from what truly brought me joy. Being constantly stressed, tired, overwhelmed, I stopped taking care of myself because that's what we tend to do. You might have done the same in your past, Ray, where you end up prioritizing everything else and deprioritizing yourself. And that's really what I had done. And then that's the big disconnect between, you think, well, I should be happy, right? I should be happy. I have everything I ever wanted, but I'm not. And, I'm here to say that you can have it all. You can be happy, but we just need to tap into what's going on inside.
Yeah, and I've recently delivered a talk about being in a true alignment to our purpose. And there's one side of the coin at being successful in everything that ticks the boxes of what the society expects us to have and be. And we do that, but actually it does not make us happy. And like I said, I've met so many women who's been in that situation. And I just believe that genuinely is that alignment piece, alignment to your values, alignment to your purpose, and doing what you're truly passionate about. And then it's like your world lights up and everything becomes easy. I don't know if you felt like pushing against the
Mhm.
stream when you're doing something that isn't in your true alignment and your purpose. You feel like you're having to push against the stream all the time. And then when you finally get aligned, it's like, this feels easy, almost too easy to believe, right?
I love that you said that because I learned this from a coach 4 years ago who really changed my life. And it was, what if it could be easy? You
Yeah.
know, and she says, let it be easy. Like on her, she has like a pen that says, let it be easy. And it's so true. And especially as entrepreneurs, you know, we want something so bad. We like, you start your business, you want the success, you want something so bad, but we get so tied to an outcome that we think it has to be this way. This is how I envision it. This is how I want it. We get so tied to that outcome.
Mm.
Sometimes we force it, right? And you're exactly right. We're forcing something instead of maybe sitting back for a moment. Doesn't mean you're taking your foot off the gas. It just means take a step back, sit back for a moment, take a breath and think, okay, if this is feeling forced, if this is feeling hard, what's the reason? How can it be easier? I fully agree with you. When you're in alignment, like you're just in, there's nothing better than the feeling of being in flow, you know, when it's just
Mm.
your, whether it's creating content or just your day to day just feels, I mean, for me, I strive for harmony, I strive for peace and calm. So when I feel that in my day, I'm like, this has been a successful day.
Yeah. And I feel like, it becomes quite amazing that you start to attract people who start to vibrate at the same frequency, who start to be attracted by you because of the way you show up, and you start to really show up in your true and authentic self. And that's what certainly I've seen, like the way you show up in your social media and your work and your collaborations. You just seem like you're having fun. I don't ever see Jane working. I see Jane getting her nails done. I see Jane going for coffee. I see Jane working on a laptop with amazing view. Like that's Jane's life. That's what I see.
You know what? And I am definitely, I mean, I feel like you, and no wonder you've attracted all these incredible women into Women Thrive. Like, no doubt, your energy is just so infectious. And, you know, you put out such a good vibration that it's admirable. I really love that about you. And I think authenticity is so key. I'm actually about to host a masterclass on finding harmony because
Mm.
another piece, and I do talk about this as well, like I mean, my career is in project management. I do pick up contracts in project management. And I'm actively doing one right now as I'm growing things for my business. I'm creating new programs for my business. So I'm doing this masterclass, this free masterclass, because it's like, okay, juggling, like this juggling act can feel challenging. And some days it's more challenging for me than others. And I mean, I do also like to show that, yeah, I exactly, nails are my thing. And I take the time out of my day. I'm just like, I need a break. Like it's
Yeah.
knowing when to set those boundaries, right? Knowing how to find that harmony for yourself. And it's a give and take, especially when you're juggling, you know, I mean, we all want to scale. You have multiple projects going on at once, right? We have multiple, like you're a multi-visionary, I'm a multi-visionary. It's like there's lots of pieces to what I do, finding that harmony amongst them all. So again, I can maintain that peace, calm, order in my mind so that I can carry out my days that way.
Mm. I recall a time in my life where I used to sit on my balcony, and from the outside, my life looked perfect. But I used to feel so sad. And I used to look out and think, gosh, how much I just want to escape. And that's truly, I feel like this feeling of wanting to escape the current situation is where a lot of people's hearts are. And
Mhm.
what would you say to someone who may be in this similar position where their current life isn't fulfilling them, isn't bringing them joy, but maybe they're tied to their home, their family? How can they start to create more happy and fulfilling life?
I think we have to remember that you need to start small, like so small. And it doesn't need to be like this, the smallest activity or the smallest thing, even thought that you can have can spark joy. And you're exactly right. There's a lot of people that are going to be watching this that are in a current circumstance that is making them very unhappy. And I've been there. And when you are
Mm.
in that and you're looking around and you're like, I don't want to live here. I don't like this. I don't like my job. I don't want to be doing this. I don't like my relationship, whatever it is.
Mm.
You really just need to take a moment. And this is where mindset work is a daily thing. I work on my mindset every single day, and it's a choice. And, happiness is a choice. So, tapping inward, thinking about what might bring you joy. The simplest of things for me that brings me joy is going for a walk. I love being outside. I love fresh air. I love walking by nature. So even sometimes, ideally, I go and walk by the water. That's an ideal for me every day. Doesn't happen. So I at least sometimes I just get out and circle the block, or I'll go to a local park, no joke, sit on a bench for 5 minutes between meetings and then just get that breath of fresh air. It makes
Yeah.
me feel so good. When I'm in the sun, I'm just naturally smiling. Like I'm so happy, and breathing in that fresh air. And so this is like the simplest of ways because your circumstance is not going to change right away. And the whole thing with mindset, I love this kind of definition of it is mindset doesn't change the situation you're in. It changes the way you see and react to your situation. So the more you start to allow time, even 5 minutes, to do something that you actually enjoy, it's going to spark a good feeling inside of you. And our thoughts and our feelings are very closely connected. So when you're in a situation that you don't like and you have a lot of negative thoughts about it, your thoughts generate your feelings. So you're naturally going to
Mm.
feel crappy. You're not going to feel good. And then you're going to
Mm.
act based off how you feel, which isn't going to be great. So just sparking a good feeling, like being outside for 5 minutes, taking a breath for just those 5 minutes, that alone might be like, wow, you might have a thought from one, oh, I'm just grateful to be like alive.
Mm.
I'm grateful to be here today. Like find that gratitude. And slowly, as you start to incorporate these little tiny bits of happiness in these little like snapshots of happiness into your life, you're going to see how it makes you feel. You're going to want to do it more. And
Mm.
that's kind of how you can start to create a happier life in the simplest of ways.
Yeah, I can totally resonate. I remember when I was feeling a bit doom and gloom, I would go downstairs to my local market, buy myself a bunch of fresh flowers, and I started like, just filling my home with things that I love that every time, everywhere I look, would just put a smile on my face and just practicing gratitude every day. I think that was for me the most amazing thing that would make me happy, even in the situation that I wasn't necessarily happy in. And lo and behold, I had to pull the plug on that situation.
Hey, you know what? You're like, and maybe if you hadn't sought out some of those things to make you feel happier, it's like, who knows where you would be today if you hadn't done that. And I love the buying flowers, exactly the simplest of things. And the more I would say, a little advice is the more you can find the good that's happening in your life, even if it feels terrible. What good can you find from that? Because we have to remember things are happening not to us, they're happening for us. So they're happening for you to learn, for you to grow, for you to evolve. They're happening for a reason. So it like shifts you out of that thought of, oh gosh, these things are happening. Why is this happening to me, right? Why am I in this situation? But it's really, no,
Yeah,
it's happening for me, and you have a choice to change it.
yeah, yeah. This is such a juicy conversation, Jane, and it could be life changing, for someone who might be listening and thinking, I need to make that shift in my life right now, or I don't feel fulfilled. I seem to be having it all, but on the outside, but on the inside, I know it does not feel good and it doesn't feel in alignment. So, Jane, you are going to be a speaker at the Women Thrive Summit, March 18th to the 22nd. What can people expect at your talk?
Oh, I'm so excited. So I am going to be talking about the joyful shift from having it all to living a happy life. And the key things I'm going to touch on specifically were really pivotal for me. So redefining what success means. So you're already viewing like you have it all, but something's missing, right? So really redefining what success means. I'm going to be talking about the power of being you. So the power of honing in on who you are, the power of who you are, because you're uniquely you. No one is like you. And then the happy path forward, because we all want to live a happy life. I'm an optimist realist, so I know it's not always easy, but I'm going to help guide you and help you make a mind shift so that you can start your path forward.
Oh, Jane, I'm like really excited because I think redefining what success means to us, not having to live on anybody else's terms and conditions of this is what your life should look like, this is how you should show up. I think it's the ultimate way to redefine who we are and how we want to live our lives. And that's part of women empowerment that I'm feeling so passionate about. And this is the work that we do to empower and support women to really have their own, claim their own place in this world, be unapologetic, show up from a place of authority, authenticity, and true purpose and alignment. So, if you're watching this right now and perhaps you haven't saved your seat for the Women Thrive Summit, it's happening next week. So, make sure you save your spot, head over to womenthrivesummit.com and register for your place at the summit. There are free tickets, there are opportunities for you to upgrade if you want to get replay access. So, Jane will be there as well as many other amazing speakers from all around the world. So I hope that you get to be part of this incredible event. And Jane, if people wanted to connect with you, what would be the best way before the summit?
For sure. So come follow me on Instagram at Jane Wareham. And that's where I show up every single day. And I know we're also going to be sharing an amazing resource with you. And we'll share the link for that as well. And that is a free 30-minute masterclass that is called Mastering Judgment and Rewriting Your Truth. So it's going to help you work through some of the self-doubt, that negative self-talk, those fears that you have. You work through that and create an empowering, positive statement that you can live by. This is something I've used with all my clients. I've used it for the last 4 years, and I know it can totally change your life.
So we'll go ahead and make sure you grab this free workshop by Jane and go ahead and stalk her. Find out what kind of things Jane is getting up to, how you may want to connect with her across different social media channels, and who knows, she might be just the coach you're looking for right now to redefine your definition of success and what your happiness in life looks like. So do make sure you take that opportunity to connect today. Jane, I'm really excited about your presence on our stage. It's been an honor and pleasure to have you on our platform, in our community, and now just 1 week away to spotlight you as a speaker at the Women Thrive Summit.
Literally 1 week. I'm going to be speaking almost at the exact time. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm so blessed and so grateful. This whole Thrive Summit was a true manifestation, and it's incredible. So thank you, Ray. You're absolutely amazing.
I appreciate that, Jane. Truly, the connections that we built along the way, the collaborations that women have created. To me, as we celebrate Women's History Month and everything that we've done so far, and this has just been building up towards the summit. This is the culmination of all the work. It's real definition of success when women can support women, when we can celebrate and be each other's cheerleaders, come together in this powerful way to make an impact. For me, when I do what I do, when we sometimes feel alone on our journey, and then all of a sudden all these other people come along on our craziness journey and they share the vision, they share the passion. And I feel like that's what it's been like over the last few months, just connecting with our speakers and seeing that the passion we all share, but also the ripple effect that we can all have in this world, it's just been amazing. And we're just getting started.
Absolutely. The connections have been amazing. The collaborations just absolutely incredible. And I think it's really that shift from collaboration over competition. And you really embrace that. And I love that because yeah, we're all thriving together. We can all succeed together. We're better together if we succeed together. So it's so amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Well, to all of you watching, I hope you get to be there next week at the Women Thrive Summit. Connect with Jane, let her know that you watched this, or share this love to your own social media flow followers. I'm just getting started. I think I need more warm ups for next week. I'm mixing my words. Jane, it's a pleasure, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.
Thanks so much.
Thanks everyone for watching, and we look forward to seeing you then. Bye bye.